All right, let's finish this up. So we're looking for the distance from the kernel to the fire, which we'll call x, and the distance from the sarge to the fire, which we'll call y. We're going to want to use law of sines to solve this, but we'll need some angles within the triangle, which we can get pretty easily on this one. Ooh, watch out, Bert. So because these are 90-degree angles, because this was a north line and this was a horizontal line, that makes that 90 degrees. This would have to be 70 degrees, right? So 70 plus 20 is 90. And then over here, what do we need to make 90? Well, 90 minus 42 is 48 degrees. All right, and then we can find the third angle in the triangle as well, because angles have to add up to 180 degrees in a triangle. So if we take 180 minus 48 minus 70, we get 62 degrees for the top. And now we can use law of sines. So sine of 62 degrees divided by 3,000, because that's the side across from it, has to equal, say, sine of 70 degrees divided by x. Okay, and then we can cross multiply like usual. So x sine of 62 equals 3,000 times sine of 70. And then we'll divide by sine of 62. So x is approximately 3,193, it would round up to, feet. Okay, and then we're going to do something extremely similar to solve for y. So write that, might be able to actually squeeze in over here. So we can still use sine of 62 over 3,000, but now it'll equal sine of 48, because that's across from the side length y, over y. And then cross multiplying again. It's all going to be the same exact thing, right? Except for instead of 70, we have 48. So it's going to turn out that y is equal to 3,000 sine of 48 degrees divided by sine of 62 degrees. So if we type that into the calculator, 3,000 sine 48 divided by sine 62, we get 2,525 feet approximately. All right, and that's it for that one. So last one says that Carl spies a potential Sasquatch nest at a bearing of 10 degrees northeast. Okay, so from Carl, it's to the northeast. And radio's Jeff, who is at a bearing of 50 degrees northeast from Carl's position. All right, so we're gonna have Carl, the nest, and then Jeff over here. From Jeff's position, the nest is southwest. So to see the nest, he has to look this way, right? Southwest, 70 degrees southwest. If Jeff and Carl are 500 feet apart, how far is Jeff from the Sasquatch nest? All right, just from kind of sorting that out as we read, since from Carl's perspective, everything is northeast, let's put Carl down kind of lower on the paper, and I'll put his location as a point and call it C. And everything in reference to him is in reference to north, so I'm going to draw a north reference line. The nest is 10 degrees east off of that north line. So not too much rotation off of the north line. Draw a line. And that's going to be 10 degrees. And Jeff is 50 degrees, so a 50-degree rotation off of this north line. We'll go like that. And I know Jeff has to look towards the southwest to see, so this is going to be this entire angle here that entire thing, right, is 50 degrees. This little one here is 10. Okay, so from here, let's say this is where Jeff is. The nest from Jeff's perspective is 70 degrees west of south. So if I draw on a south line, I want to go 70 degrees rotation off of that. So I don't know, that's like out there. And then draw a line. And we want to see, all right, where would these lines match up with each other? I could force them to match up, right? Sorry, it's getting kind of sloppy. And this entire angle is 70 degrees. All right, so what can we figure out? Well, what else do we know, actually? Jeff and Carl are 500 feet apart, so this is 500. They're looking at a nest, so we're going to say the nest is right here. It's supposed to be a straight line. We want to find some angles, right? We know if this outside angle is 10 degrees and this whole entire angle is 50, that makes this 40 degrees, right? And now we really would like to figure out what this angle is here. All right, so the way you figure that out is, see these lines, this north line I drew in and the south line I drew in, those are parallel to each other. If this angle right here is 50 degrees, then the opposite interior angle needs to be 50 degrees. So what I mean by that is this line cuts through these parallel lines. If this is 50 degrees, then if you go to the opposite side of that, still inside of the parallel lines, that's going to be 50 degrees. So this angle here is 50 degrees. If the whole entire thing is 70, doesn't that make this have to be 20 degrees, right? All right, so that has to be 20. So if we have 40 and 20, that's 60. What does that leave for this angle right here? That leaves 120 degrees for that angle, right? So it all adds up to 180. All right, and now we're all set up to use the law of sines. I forgot to mark down what we're actually looking for, though. How far is Jeff from the Sasquatch nest? Okay, so from J to N, we'll call that X. And now we're ready to go. We would set it up as sine of 120 degrees divided by 500 is equal to sine of 40 degrees divided by X, and then cross multiply. And then divide. All right, so we get X is approximately, let's go ahead and type that in. About 371 feet. All right, that's it.